foolish man or the stupid man. Psalm 15, which is a contrast with Psalm 14, he talks about abiding in God. Lord, who may abide in your tabernacle? Notice the psalmist doesn't cry out, Lord, who can be saved? That's not what the psalm is going to deal with. Lord, who is it that can be in relationship with you and have, the kind of life that, is in constant communion with you, constant fellowship with you? Lord, who may abide in your tabernacle, or who may dwell on your holy hill? And he says, he who walks uprightly and works righteousness. And so he's going to talk about the characteristics of the life that is able to abide with the Lord. There are certain things that if I want to abide in the Lord, David talked about the branch abiding in the vine. And how do we abide in the Lord as Christians? Well, abiding is simply obedience. As I continue to obey Him, I'm abiding in Him. And there's that health of that relationship, that branch in that vine. And it comes through simple obedience. And so he's going to talk about some things that help that relationship, and there are things that hurt that relationship. And so one of the things that helps that relationship is to walk uprightly and to work righteousness and speak the truth in his heart. He says in verse 3, he who does not backbite with his tongue, nor does evil to his neighbor, nor does he take up a reproach against his friend, in whose eyes a vile person is despised, but he honors those who fear the Lord. He who swears to his own hurt and does not change, he who does not put out his money at usury, that is to take advantage of people through interest or excessive interest, nor does he take a bribe against the innocent. And so David talks about these things that are important for abiding in our relationship with the Lord. These are the things that help our relationship and can hinder our relationship. He says, he who does these things shall never be moved. That's the life of stability, because it's being built on something solid. So often the world will come to us and say, listen, if you operate the way that God says you ought to operate, it's going to be the death of your business, or going to be the death of your livelihood, or whatever. God says, no, that's not the truth. This is a stable life. This is a sure thing. You're not going to be